Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving into an explainer on a topic that is absolutely essential for understanding human biology. We're looking at human blood. We're going to take the core concepts straight out of the NCERT curriculum and make them crystal clear. Let's get started. So, think about it for a second. You get a tiny paper cut, and boom, a drop of red. But what actually is this red liquid flowing through us? It's so easy to just read the textbook and think of it as, a boring fluid. But I want you to shift your perspective today. Imagine your body as a vast, bustling metropolis. This red liquid, it's not just water. It's a fascinating biological mystery. It's a highly complex transportation network that literally keeps the entire city alive and thriving. Here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with what blood is, look at plasma, dive into red blood cells and hemoglobin, meet the white blood cells, check out the platelets, and finally wrap up with the main functions of blood. All right, section 1. What is blood? The river of life. Now, if you open your textbooks, you're going to see it defined as a fluid connective tissue. And that phrasing is absolutely crucial. Fluid connective tissue. It doesn't just sit there, right? It actively connects every single organ, every tissue, and every cell. Going back to our microscopic metropolis analogy, blood is the vital river running right through the center of our biological city, making sure every single district gets exactly what it needs to function. Okay, let's dive into this. Blood isn't just one single substance. It is incredibly dynamic. It's actually divided into 4 distinct parts: plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Each of these components has a very specific, highly specialized job in our city. Moving right along to section 2, plasma, the fluid highway. Imagine trying to sail a massive cargo ship, but without an ocean. Yeah, it wouldn't really work. That is exactly why our bodies need plasma. Plasma is the liquid base of the blood. It's the actual fluid highway of our microscopic city. Without this vital liquid matrix, the other cellular workers wouldn't be able to travel anywhere. Plasma flows smoothly through your veins and arteries, carrying the cells, essential nutrients, and even waste products exactly where they need to go. Which brings us to section 3, red blood cells and hemoglobin, the delivery vehicles. Now, what's really interesting here is the concept of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a crucial iron-rich protein tucked right inside those red blood cells. It's actually the exact reason why our blood is red. But more importantly, think of hemoglobin as cargo boxes. Cargo boxes packed tightly inside the RBC delivery vehicles. These boxes are specifically designed to carry oxygen. The RBCs grab oxygen from your lungs, pack it into the hemoglobin cargo boxes, and hit the plasma highway to deliver it to literally every single cell in your body. Next up is section 4, white blood cells, the body's soldiers. It's a brilliant contrast when you compare our cellular workers. On one hand, we have our RBCs. These are the delivery vehicles strictly focused on oxygen transport and keeping the energy flowing. But on the other hand, we have our WBCs. These are the fierce defenders. They're the microscopic military force of your body. When bacteria, viruses, or any sort of pathogens invade your biological city, the WBCs are the specialized soldiers that hunt them down and neutralize the threat. They are your absolute primary defense system against diseases and infections. Let's transition to section 5. Platelets, the repair crew. So ask yourself, what happens when our microscopic highway gets damaged? What happens when you get a sudden cut or a scrape? Well, that is exactly where platelets come in. Platelets are specialized cells strictly responsible for blood clotting. They act as the emergency repair crew. The absolute second a blood vessel is cut or damaged, platelets rush to the site of the injury. They instantly clump together, patching up the hole to stop the bleeding. They build this temporary physical dam to protect the city from losing its precious river, which gives the body the critical time it needs to properly heal the wound. Finally, section 6, the main functions of blood. Let's look at how all of this beautifully ties our metropolis together. So, the absolutely crucial point is understanding how these independent pieces work in perfect harmony to keep you alive. Your blood is actively transporting oxygen and vital nutrients everywhere they're needed. It is tirelessly fighting off daily infections using those soldier WBCs. It's preventing fatal blood loss through the rapid clotting action of platelets. And as a really brilliant bonus function, this constant rushing flow actually helps regulate your body temperature. It keeps the whole system perfectly balanced.
Let's put the puzzle pieces together into one easy-to-remember picture. We have plasma providing the liquid base, we have RBCs delivering the oxygen, WBCs fighting the diseases, and platelets clotting the blood to stop leaks. Each component has a highly specific job, but they all rely entirely on each other to keep the biological city thriving.
I want to leave you with this final thought. If just one part of this microscopic metropolis fails, like if your RBCs drop, or your WBCs can't fight, or your platelets don't clot, what happens to the entire city? It really reminds us just how miraculously complex our bodies are and how absolutely vital healthy blood is for healthy life. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.